Don't y'all just love learning new stuff? I'm still trying to figure out this daggone computer. I can't remember the name of the program I'm supposed to be opening. If you're like me, you've been enjoying the cool weather. Thank the Lord. And it was in the low 60s this morning. Beautiful. It is right now. I wanted to make a quick video. Uh, I just want to encourage you. Uh, if you hadn't heard Barry Carter singing The Love of God, go over there to his Facebook page. Bless my heart, Barry. And I appreciate you. But there's just a couple of verses that came to mind. I was sitting in there just thinking about the love of God, the goodness of God. I don't know what you might be dealing with right now in your life. I know everybody's dealing with something, but I just want to encourage you, kind of remind you where your foundation is, remind you where it all got started. Did you know in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1 and verse 5, I know the Lord was talking to Jeremiah, but Jeremiah is not any different than me and you. I'll prove it to you when I read from the Psalm here in just a second. But Jeremiah 1:5, it says, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Can't remember exactly. I didn't quote it just exactly right, but it says, before I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. Now there's a verse of scripture in John chapter 1 that talks about how that all things that are made were made through him that made them. Nothing was made but that he made it. And your life and my life come from the giver of life, the creator. He gives us life, and he got the ball rolling, but he didn't walk off and leave it. You see, he was involved in your life, in your conception, in your being born. You're born and you're on planet Earth because Father wants a relationship with you. He wants to relate with you, to you, and through you, and do life with you. And he told Jeremiah, he said, I knew you before I formed you. That son, I hope it ain't bothering you as much as it's bothering me. But I want to read a couple verses right quick out of Psalm 139, verse 5. It says, you go before me. David talking to the Lord. He says, you go before me and follow me. You place your hand of blessing on my head. And he says, you go before me and you follow me. Some versions say you place your hand in front of me and behind me, and you place your hand of blessing on me. Now, this is the reality that God goes before you and behind you, and he's placed his hand of blessing on you. God's got you covered. He's got you covered. But notice what he said. David says, such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too great for me to understand. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And he goes on down to verse 14. You just read that whole song. He says in verse 13, he says, you made all the delicate inner parts of my body and knit me together in my mother's womb. Really? Yeah. This is where you got started. He says, thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvelous. How well I know it. God don't make junk, and God made you. He said, you watched me as I was being formed in utter seclusion, as I was woven together in the dark of the womb. You saw me before I was born. Every day of my life was recorded in your book. Every moment was laid out before a single day had passed. Now, not only did God form you, intricately woven, you are unique, you are special, and God made you. He created you in your mother's womb. You. And then notice what he said in verse 16, I believe it is. He says, you saw me before I was born. In other words, in the mind of God, he saw you. And he's like, I'm going to create, put your name there. I'm going to create James. And he wrote in a book all the days of your life. The scripture says, before there was one of them. So I want you to be encouraged. Whatever you're going through, whatever today brings, whatever tomorrow may bring, God has written your life in a book. Not only is there some stuff in your future that God, there's some good stuff. Oh, there's really good stuff. But there's some circumstances and situation that God created to draw some stuff out of you, to enable you to be more of who you are, the Christ that is in you. So I just want you to be encouraged. I want you to be blessed. Before he formed you in the womb, he knew you. He wrote your days in a book. He wove you together in your mother's womb. And he brought you to the planet so that he could have a relationship with you and love you and you love him. Y'all be blessed. Have a wonderful day.